Hi, this is Lori Vafiatis from Vafiatis Studios in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I have gotten a lot of requests. People have been asking me what kind of paper you use when you do your mixed media things. And so I have to be honest with you, it'd be easier for me to tell you what I don't use, but I can tell you that I'm going to try to spend a few minutes here showing you some amazing things. Really, just assume you can use a paper until you've tried it and it doesn't work. So we're going to start. I have huge piles over here, and I'm just going to bring things on one by one and show you. And you may think I'm a little crazy, but really open up your artist's mind and really think beyond the limits of gel plating. Just be super creative. Be super creative, and just think that you're going to go through the day and and you're going to have things that you can use, like that parking ticket or that receipt at the store. Those things that might be painful to receive, you can put into a nice mixed media piece and pass on to somebody else and bless them. Okay, so I'm just going to start with whatever I have in front of me here. I studied German for many years, and now ich spreche Deutsch, so I don't need these anymore. I like to use my German flashcards. I love them. Usually when I gel plate, I try to leave the word showing if it's a nice word. So you can get those at the thrift store. And I'm going to say thrift store about 6 million times. Okay, these are fun. These are vintage Rook cards. Now, I love these, and I wouldn't want to cover these totally because they're pretty cool. I might end up making magnets out of those and not cover them up, but that's a cool thing. Now, this is very shiny, and sometimes shiny is an issue with gel plating if you're going to be doing that, and I'm going to teach that in the next video. I'm going to teach the gel plating process in the next video. So, know that shiny things can be a problem, but it's doable. We'll talk about that later. So I even love this box. It's just a cool box, isn't it? Okay, okay. Did you say you wanted to see some giant playing cards? I thought I heard someone say that. Anyway, these are them. I mean, this, honestly, if you put a nice backing on this is a beautiful size. I think I don't know how big those are, but anyway, you could actually do the picture right on here, and that would be your canvas. I would back it with something like cardboard or linoleum or something kind of cool. But anyway, another cool box. So I've only used a few of these because I really love these. So I need to, that's the hard thing. You find something you love, you have to be willing to let it go. And it's like letting your children go. You raised them good, send them off to college. You did a good job, Mom. So let's put those in there. Those are called these are called the big dealer plastic coated cards. Again, the plastic coating can be an issue when you're gel plating. Okay, tags. These are from Hobby Lobby, but you can get them from like office supply stores. I love 50% off coupons. Tags are really fun because sometimes when you're gel plating, you have, everything's covered except for like a little corner, and that's a perfect place for a tag. Tags are fun. I sell them in the galleries. I sell it in packages. Sometimes I give them away at my craft shows. I'll have some kids that come to the table and they're fingering all my goods, and I'll say, hey, why don't you choose, something, and I tell them they can choose a tag, and those are fun to gel plate. Well, I'll be doing a whole class on that. Okay, one of my very favorite things, that I brought the whole package out for you, is sandwich wrap or deli paper, DELI paper, and I know that this is a favorite. I love this paper. I use it by the bajillions. And I had a friend pick it up at Costco for me for like 12 bucks. And I know some of you are watching this in places that you don't have a Costco or bucks, but you probably have some type of deli paper no matter what country you're from. And it is this opaque, it's kind of translucent. I do a lot of lettering on it, and then it gets wrinkly when you glue it on. It's a really cool technique. We'll be studying that further in another class. And so deli paper. Also, I have to tell you, when I'm painting something, like say I'm painting something small, I will put it on here and I'll paint it. And that paint that goes on that deli paper, I save that paper. I never throw it away. It ends up in something or the other. And if you have a three-dimensional thing you're trying to collage, this is really great because it goes around the corners. It has a bajillion, I don't think it's a real word, but we just made it a real word. Bajillion and one uses, so that's sandwich wrap. I don't know. I'd be curious what you call it where you're from, deli paper. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Of course, a no-brainer is scrapbook paper. You know, it already has a design on it. Sometimes I just grab it because I need that texture, and it's kind of thick, and you can get it in packages, and that's a way to start too. So this is a nice set. I think I probably got this at Michael's, maybe, I don't know. I don't use it too much, just a little bit, because it kind of is a piece of art already, and I want to make art. Okay, some of the other things. Actually, I use a lot of matchbooks in my work, and so this is actually a match book. That's hard to see here. It's a match. It was a box of from a matchbook. I also like can labels off of cans, especially like tomatoes and stuff, because I love that color, the reds and the greens, and so I'll actually peel off the wrapper. Sometimes my family mocks me, so I do it secretly when they're gone. I might dig something out of the trash so that I don't, you know, my daughter says, "Mom, don't be a dumpster diver," but I am. I'm a confessed diver. So anyway, doilies are so great. I think someone gave us some Christmas candies, and I ate some of the candies, and then I slipped this out so my family didn't mock me for, you know, scrounging everything. Oh, I love this. Isn't that beautiful? I so love that. That is a pattern like from the 60s. And I actually put on Facebook, I needed some, and someone sent me, Daylene from Texas, you know who you are. She sent me a huge box of patterns, and I haven't used them all. I kind of am kind of hoarding them a little bit, but I wouldn't totally cover her up. And I have tried to gel plate on like the pattern paper in here, and it's a little hard to use, but it kind of sticks to the gel plate. But if you're just collaging, this pattern paper goes beautifully around the edges. So probably what I would do with this is I would cut this figure out and use it in collage, and I would actually use the pattern paper in the collage too. But this would be my main feature. I might paint her face differently, or do some kind of, I don't know, put a bird in her hair or something. Anyway, patterns are really super, and you can get those at thrift stores. I mean, it would be great to find a garage sale where somebody was just getting rid of their old patterns, and a lot of times people don't understand the value of the vintage quality of this, and so sometimes you can pick them up, and that's a good thing. All right, Starbucks. I have a friend who loves Starbucks, and she knows who she is. She's gonna watch this, but she brings me her Starbucks stuff, and I love it. I use the cups, I use the holders that go around the coffee cup. Some people call them a coffee bra. I think that's probably what I have, is a coffee bra. I don't know, but anyway, so I love these. This is a beautiful pink, a little shiny, but not too much. Really fun to gel plate on. Okay, vintage newspapers. This came in that package of patterns. This is fun. I might keep her face out and then gel plate some other stuff around there. Okay, goes without saying, music works so good. I kind of love this one. This is the Hallelujah chorus. I probably will do actually a painting on here and sell that as a finished work, but that's fun to gel plate. And it is stiffer, and it'll take more. It'll take like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers of paint. It's pretty tough, but you have to reserve the preciousness of this word. And here it says Handel. It's by Handel, so I want to reserve that. You have to be careful about that. Just brochures. This is a brochure actually that came in a box of books. I have a book that I order that I get from a publisher because I illustrated the book, and so she gives me a bunch of the books, and it's always get these flyers, and these are from China, so it's kind of cool because sometimes they come in different languages. So I love to collect stuff in different languages. Sometimes you can go to your local library and they'll have like, you know, I don't know, a Korean newspaper, and they want to get rid of it, so you don't need a lot. You know, I try to keep my studio really clean and orderly, so that when I get that creative splurge, I can find what I need. Okay, books, of course. You know what's really fun are these piano books, because the teachers are written in them, and sometimes she'll have a little star and said, good job, Johnny, and I try to keep those. I remember when I took piano, they put those little foil stars on there. My piano teacher died during the time I was studying with her, not like actually when I was there, but like, you know, I went and saw her for 2 weeks, and the next week she passed on, and so I didn't take any more piano after that. I'm sure I had something to do with her demise. I'm sorry, I'm sorry to her family. But anyway, piano books are really, really fun. Elementary ones have more white space and bigger notes, and the more advanced ones, this is like medium, I guess. The more advanced ones have smaller notes. You can think about that. Oh, I love this, a vintage Singer book. These are so fun, and a lot of people that have these at garage sales don't really realize the value of them. And I always feel the paper weight and see how white it is. This isn't white at all. This really is a nice cream color, and it's beautiful, and the print is brown, so that's very unique. So this piece I picked up for a song. One of my favorite musicians is Daryl Evans. I love his music. It really ministers to my soul, makes me happy. And so I got a book of his for like $1, and I use his music. It's kind of hard because I want to actually get my guitar out and play it. But I love using his music and leaving the words exposed. Again, the Starbucks. I even use this part. I don't gel plate it, but I do use it in collage. I love these. Okay, some decorations that my daughter got at Halloween, and I will use those probably this side. It's kind of a fun shape. I might try the shiny side, I don't know. Okay, how many of you go and steal paint cards? I won't call it stealing, but you know what I'm talking about. From, I don't know, from your local hardware store or whatever. These are great because they have texture on them already. You could even do inking on this. I would gel plate it once and leave it kind of, you can kind of see what's underneath it, and do some fun, funky stuff. It kind of is defining a composition for you, and I love that. You know what? You couldn't give these away years ago from National Geographic's, these maps. Love, love, love maps. Sometimes I will take a map. This is a beautiful one, and I will just cover my whole canvas with a map and paint on it after that. And sometimes you can look at, sorry, noisy, you can look at a map and you just get an idea. You can just look at that and just, maybe, I kind of like this one because it's Mongolia. Anyway, obviously I used half of it. Half of it is gone. I used some of it somewhere. But these are great, and they're getting hard to find. So when you can pick them up, go ahead and do that, because they're not hard to store. Of course, I'm not going to, oh, never mind. I'm not going to fold that right now. Okay, this is old. This is a 150-year-old book. This is a Physician's Family Guide, and it's just so funny. I don't use a lot of it because the words are kind of gross because they talk about having a boil or you know, a surgery or blood squirting. But there was one page, it was so funny. Oh, here's the physician's family, his adoring children with a baby. And if I can find it, there's one of the physician's wife. It shows you how old this is. She was on a horse. And she went with him to his to care for his people. I can't find it right now. It's so funny. I think I cut it out and put it somewhere else, so I won't use it in something because I loved it so much. But this is old. This book doesn't have any more use, you know. And so you're just reclaiming it and doing something fabulous. Can you imagine this being on the back of a horse where a physician was going? It's American physician going just, you know, to some trip, some far out place, not far out, but like place that's far out, and caring for people. And here he's taking this book with him while blood is squirting. Like, what do I do? Anyway, it has a great history, and so I love to put it in my artwork because I'm honoring this book. I'm honoring this doctor, and I'm taking his history and helping it to continue. It's part of his legacy is that I'm using this in my artwork, and that's how I feel about using old books. Found this really cool Korean book. This is How to Make Flowers. I think I got this for $1 at our local ARC, which is the thrift store here in Colorado Springs. And it's kind of cool. Sometimes this is a problem when it's too big and bulky, but the design is too big and bulky. But otherwise, I'm fine. I love the lettering. I think it's Korean. I'm sorry if it's some other language. Maybe someone can tell me what it is. I don't know. Okay, so old simplicity things. You know what? You can find a million of our hymn books because churches aren't using them very much anymore. They're putting things like on an overhead in church. So these are becoming obsolete. So go ahead and grab some of these up. You don't have to have a lot. You can have 2 or 3 that would last you for years. You know, I have a few boxes out in my garage, and I don't again, I don't want too much stuff because I want to be free to have room to work. I love art history. I was an art history major for a while, so I'm taking my old art history books, and there's some really cool pictures. I try to let those show sometimes. Oh, nakedness, sorry. Art history, you know, there's a lot of nakedness in art history. Old sewing books. I'm going to go through the rest quickly. Old Italian love songs. Oh, sole mio. Oh, sorry. Anyway, when I use something that's special, I let people know I used Italian love songs when I made this this painting. People love that. They love to be part of the history. One of my favorite things, and it's really precious to me, this is a Charles Dickens book, and this particular page I think is Little Dorrit. That's another thing. I only use like maybe one page in an important piece and let people know. That is one of the things I use really sparingly because I do love it, and it's very old. It's old as dirt. It's as old as dirt. Ooh, old history books are so fun because they have maps. Maps are really trendy right now. Maps are fun, and these are very thin, so if I'm gel plating, I don't put this down on the first layer. I let a lot of the paint come up, and then I put this down the second layer. Maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, I don't want it to be really dry because sometimes it just cracks and stays on my gel plate. So actually, I'm telling you a lie. I put this down the first take, the first pull, so it has a lot of paint on it, and put a hardier paper on the second one. Just some, I don't know what this is. I think I went to the craft store and they wrapped something in this. Newsprint, that's what that would be called. Pretty good. Okay, more sewing books. We're coming to the end of the book thing. And road atlases. Those are kind of going away. So, you know, you need to catch those when you can. Why don't you try to grab those now that they're available? You know, ask your family, put it on Facebook. Hey, in town, hey, anybody in my town who has old maps or atlases, I'll be glad to take them off your hands. And you know what? When you get to their house, you might pick through some other stuff you can take off their hands. Okay, there you go. Okay, I have lots of Chinese students that visit me in my house. I love those precious kiddos. And I had a Chinese dictionary, but I decided I'm not going to try to speak Chinese. It's really, really hard. So now I'm just going to do it right here. I'm ripping pages out. And last time my Chinese girl came for Christmas, she says, Mom, I noticed you have Chinese dictionary in your artwork. And I said, well, how do you feel about that? And she said, it's okay. So it's okay, don't worry about it. We're giving it more life. I love this. I love this book. It's beautiful. I said love a bunch of times. And it's very feminine, and there are beautiful poems and Bible verses in here, and I love inspirational words. My art's very happy. And so when I'm doing a face, someone's face in a collage, I like to use, not there, but I like to use words that I like and leave them so you can see them. And they're not distracting running across the person's face. So I think words have a lot of life and a lot of power, and I particularly love this book. I used to read from it, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna start using it for my collages. Okay, just some dirt old books. This one, The Prince of the House of David. I started ripping out of this book, and then I went, oh crap, this is a good one, but I already started ripping out of it. So it's a really good story. So I usually read whatever I'm using before I use it on that one. Old Bibles. I love old Bibles. This is a red letter version, I think. No, maybe not. You know, some of the old Bibles have it's red when Jesus spoke, but this definitely isn't. You can see I've ripped stuff out of it. A lot of my friends who love the Bible as much as I do have trouble ripping it out. You know, this was an old Bible. It was beyond use here, maybe somewhere else, but I love choosing my verses. You know, I choose nice ones, and it's all good, but some of them I would like to put them in a collage. And then eventually I'm going to use this cover too. Rip it out. Price tag. This Bible was $1.99 at the thrift store, and I'm telling you, I probably got it for $2. I went on senior day. Oh, here's an old textbook. Old textbook. The Story of Our Country. The Story of Our Country. Old pictures. I love the pictures. There's a picture on every page. Great maps. They're so cool for collages. I think you guys get the idea. Oh, this one. This was a great, this is a primer for handwriting and stuff. It is filled with graphs. This is a gold mine to me. It has really cool graphs and handwriting samples in here. And who doesn't love that? I love it. And then here's just another, this is a really cool series if you ever get this. This is the Lands and People series. I'm having trouble figuring out how to do this. And it is a history book. This one was a little expensive, $4. but it has great pictures, really great pictures. This one is of England, which I am an Anglophile, I confess that. Don't tell anyone. A map of London. Okay, I'm marking that. A map of England. I'm marking that. I'm keeping that for myself. Anyway, so find what you love. Okay, the last thing I'm going to go through is ephemera. It's a fun word. Everybody say it. Ephemera. And I didn't know how to pronounce it. To me, it sounded like a social disease. Well, it kind of is actually, but not really. So I keep all kinds of things. My daughter got gloves on this cardboard thing. I'm going to use this. Stop. So I don't know how I'm going to use it. I don't know. Anyway, it's just a cardboard thing for glove. Some of the other things I use, like I said, cards. Man, you can get flashcards at the thrift store for nothing. They'll pay you to take them. The problem with them is they're really shiny, and that is an issue. But I would put something on here and put a magnet on the back of this. And I sell these in galleries, and they really sell really well, actually. And if you want to know more about that, I'll do a class on it later. The bras, the coffee bras. This is a bra from Panera, but I don't know what you call them. The sleeve. There's a nicer word. This is the sleeve. And I put this in a vintage. I bought this really cool vintage drawer just to put my ephemera in. More. I'm not going to take all those out. Those are all cards. These are great. 25 cents. They're such a great buy. It's really trendy right now to have cards in your work. I don't know why, you know, we're funny. I don't know what that is. That came out of someone's shirt at Christmas time. I thought, oh, I love that shape. Anyway, so I'm just going through my drawer. I'm going through my drawers. I'm going through my drawers right now in front of you and everything. So anyway, that gives you an idea of some of the beautiful stuff you can do. Well, it doesn't, beautiful stuff you can use. The stuff you can use. That's all two-dimensional stuff. I will go through three-dimensional stuff in another video. So I'm gonna just say goodbye for now, and I'm gonna say Auf Wiedersehen, and I'll be doing a new video here on I'll take these things, I'll be gel plating them, and you can see how I get that rich, deep color that so many of you are wanting to learn to do. So I say goodbye from beautiful Colorado Springs. Good crafting to you. Bye-bye.